Hey guys, I know this isn't my usual video because I don't like drama, and this isn't me, a skits channel, just to, actually comment, let alone respond to something like this, but I honestly just feel like I need to say this. So, if any of you know Vatsuki, I think is how you pronounce his name, it's an artist channel with, I believe, over 2,000 subscribers, and they say that they want to share their passion with, everyone. And I appreciate that they try to do that, but along the way, I think they've seemed to hurt some people. And I think about this point, maybe like 1 or 2 days ago, they apologized. So let's take a watch.
Alright everybody, this video is gonna be a bit more serious than my other videos. I'm gonna say I'm sorry for all of the things that I did, and if you ever see an exposed video about me, just know that it's all true. I will never do that again, and I promise you that. I was wrong all along, and I definitely wasn't the victim, and I think I've gone a little too far. I won't do things like that again. And I swear to God, I feel so bad for all the people that I have hurt. If you genuinely feel uncomfortable, then please block me or ignore me. I'm just here to share my passion with people, and I'm just here to share my art and my lore. But yeah, I'm not here to cause drama or make people feel unsafe or things like that. You guys asked for the apology video. I heard you guys. I read these comments, and I'm giving it to you. So chances are I'm not making another apology anytime soon unless I really do something that catches my eye, or one of your comments like catches my eye or stands out to me or something. So I don't want to be a disgusting person. I don't want to be bad, and I definitely don't want to make my only history being online being filled with hate and stuff like that. But I'm going to try to be more optimistic on YouTube and be more mindful about the things I say. Also, the thing of maybe like I just wanted to annoy him just to get on people's nerves, and I wasn't gonna do anything bad. Also, I'm sorry to his guardian figure for the things I said on the live. I won't do it again, and I wasn't really thinking straight. Also, I'm sorry to Zach, and who else am I sorry to? I'm also sorry to Mango, because I said some weird things to Mango, and I was mean to Mango, and I was also mean to Zach, so I'm sorry for that. Also, I'm sorry to Zoe about the shooting video I made years ago. I know it was wrong, and I genuinely feel bad for it, but I never said that school shootings were funny. I just made that video as a meme because I'm into dark humor, and I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't mean for it to trigger anybody or anything like that. Also, I'm sorry that I made those weird posts about gotcha kids. I guess I was just hungry for attention, and I got kind of in and out of my head about that. And I'll make sure to not do it ever again. Also, I'm sorry to Quieter Dog. You're literally the GOAT. You're the best. You're amazing. And I didn't mean for you to get involved in this, and I don't want your reputation to get ruined just for me and any of my allies. Please target me instead of targeting my allies, because I deserve it way more than them, because I've been so cruel. And I'm going to try to make up for it by making this apology video and doing another event on my YouTube. I'm here to share my passion, not to make these silly videos and start weird petty drama, just so you guys can know. But to all my supporters, I love you, I care about you, and I really, really, really want to make peace with you guys. I know it's amazing that you guys still support me even after all I did, and I recommend that I stopped with this drama and appreciate you guys instead and focus more on my art and my stories and lore, because I'm genuinely passionate about that, and I don't want to make a place where people are unsafe and unhappy here. Also, that one video of someone beating their dog, that wasn't me, okay? I don't know. People just assume that it was me for some reason, but it's been confirmed and debunked that it wasn't me. And I don't abuse animals, okay? And I'm also sorry for anybody who's involved with this drama. and other things. So, bro, I'm sorry for being transphobic. Zach, I'm also sorry for being transphobic. That was wrong of me. But I won't do it again, and I'm genuinely sorry. And if I'm missing anything, please comment down below. Because, yeah, I just really want to apologize.
Okay, so you can see Q is actually pretty sincere about it. He sounds sincere, he sounds like that he actually, he wants to be sorry, but there's a few points that I want to, just break down, a few key points. So, the first one being he's not very direct. He's kind of jumping around his apology. Now, Q, I'm not trying to deny anything you're saying because I'm sure you feel sorry. But I feel like it feels kind of rushed because you just want to get everything off your back. And I'm not denying anything you're saying. I promise you I'm not. But it honestly just kind of feels like you're doing pretty much whatever you can in the amount of time you have just to make people, actually seem like they want to forgive you, like you want to get everything off your back like a heavy backpack. And there's a few things that I want to bring up. One of the people, who was his name, Alleyway, you didn't even apologize to. Now, I don't know the full story of you and Alleyway. I hardly know anything about this. I barely started, researching this or like getting into it like 2 days ago. But if it truly was not a rush to get everything off of your back, I'm sure you probably wouldn't have forgotten about him. And I'm sure it's not just him. I'm sure you actually forgot a few other people. And another thing is that you seem to have an obsession with dark humor. Now, you mentioned that in your apology video, and yeah, I kind of understand dark humor is related to the things that you said, but the thing that you need to understand is that you need to think about what you're saying before you actually say it, because if it just comes out, it comes out as something that you can't take back, and it eventually will lead to something that you'll regret later. And it's just something that you can't rewind. You'll be left stuck with what you've done to those people if you're just trying to quickly say something just to get a point across. Now here's the second thing. I was aware of everything before I entered your live stream. The chill. I noticed something off though after I said a few things. Now I brought up the stuff that you did, and you saw my reply. I know you did. And you seemed pretty quick to get over what I said and tell me to, get over it and to build a bridge and, get over that type of stuff. Now, I'll admit, I don't know the full story on what you've done to people. And the only thing I know is that you told people, or that you've harassed people, and that you've told someone before to go and, you know, so that's pretty much all that I know about you. And I also understand it was meant to be a chill stream, and I probably shouldn't have done that in the first place, but being quick to avoid it isn't something that you should be doing. Because it's like your apology, you have to be sincere about all your points, because just saying sorry isn't gonna, just cut something. Especially whenever you've mentally damaged a lot of people. And I would notice something in your apology. You didn't cover all of the points that people would have hoped that you covered, and it sounded like that you only had points covered for like 2 or 3 people. Now, I'm not denying anything you're saying, I promise you that. But, as I said, you left a few people out, and you only made a few points and, apologized for them. Which would have been fine if it was only those 2 things, but unfortunately it wasn't, and there was still a few other things that people were mad about. Now, the third thing is, I'm gonna go back to something I said earlier. Saying sorry isn't gonna cut it whenever you mentally damaged a lot of people. In your apology video, there was one comment that shows that you mocked someone's grandma who died last week. And Q, mocking a death is never okay. I have experience with something like that because my grandma died back in 2022, and I remember I told one of my friends, and the bully overheard me, and they started, actually trying to hurt me, tease me about it. And it hurts, Q, especially whenever, stuff like that is what you're being made fun of. And I'm positive if that would have happened to you, you wouldn't have appreciated either. In the same comment, it says that you'd be glad if any of his family died. That's what he said. Now, that's obviously not okay either because you wouldn't like it if someone said that to you, also. Not to mention if it actually happened. Like, okay, take into consideration what if he would have said that to you, but it was a reality, and like 2 weeks later, someone in your family magically dies. That's not something that you want to be, talking about or making fun of. It's not okay. And in that same comment, it says that you harassed him endlessly and then tried to victimize yourself. Now, that is never the way to go because you're making it seem like that, you hurt him because of the way that he's responding, and then whenever you realize that you went and, took it too far, you made it about yourself. That's not okay, especially whenever you know that you're the one who's in the wrong. And that's just something that you shouldn't do, victimizing yourself, especially whenever you know that you messed up and that you need to take the blame. It's not a good way to handle something. And here's my last point. You kind of seem like that you want to just push your fandom in, like all of your fandoms, and then push all the others out. In the same stream that I was in, you were talking about your fandom like it was an award. Now, okay, that's your personal stuff. I'm not gonna, get into that and tell you that, oh, one fandom is bad. Like, no. But does that automatically give you the right to hate and talk trash on whatever fandoms you want to? That's how you're making it seem like with your freaking Gotcha fandom posts that you always make. I'll say this: I don't like Gotcha in any way. Never had a good experience with it, especially with all the videos that I've seen on YouTube. But I'll say this: what gives you the right to talk trash about all the other fandoms just because they exist? Like, okay, I'll say this. You're expressing your creativity in the art that you post, right? Like, you post art here, there. Okay, like, that's fine. They're doing it in that app by making, cool characters, making, oh, like this or that, and, actually enjoying the things that they make. Which, they want to express their creativity somehow, and that's the way that they're doing it. And simply because they're trying to express their creativity, it doesn't mean it's going to be all stuff like I've seen in the past, which I'm sure is the reason why you're talking bad about that fandom. And if it's not, there really should be no reason why you're talking about it then, because it has nothing to do with you aside from the fact that you both share creativity in some way. Now, Q, I do appreciate that you did try to apologize. Some of the points that you made were actually, good enough to receive some apologies from people. But the one that you made just isn't enough, especially whenever you know that you've hurt lots of people. Now, you don't need to make another apology, but you need to at least be more sincere, especially whenever the apology that you did make seemed rushed because you left out points, you left out people that you needed to apologize to, and even to this day, you're still trying to move quickly past you're still trying to move quickly past what you know that you did. It really doesn't take much to make a proper apology. You can at least take the time to do it and have people forgive you. And the fact that you just refuse to make another apology, especially after you rushed so hard in this one, it's gonna leave a bigger imprint on you than you think. And I'm not just saying that as like, anything that you should be like afraid of or anything, but it's gonna come back and bite you eventually. And whenever that happens, none of the people who you've hurt are gonna be there for you. So, sorry Q, but this video had to be made.